Hello everyone and welcome to another WarLock Tiles build of the month. Now this time I'm using the Caverns set. Now I've used the Caverns base set and basically the stalactites expansion, the drip bridge, whatever it is, expansion, as well as the pools and mushrooms expansion, just to add variety and make it a cooler build. This is the first time I've really had a play around with this set, and actually if you want to see me build it, I've done a time-lapse video that will also be going up on the channel as well, and I will link that on a card and at the end of the video if you want to see how sort of you can build with this set, because it is very different from the other ones. There's no clips really, it's very sort of freehand, like free-forming and stuff. So the story we have today are Goliath brothers, the Goliath twins that have featured in numerous of the other WarLock Tiles builds. They're going to start by coming across a bridge that's not on the map, but it will land them here. Now you can quickly take a look around and see that there is some baddies coming your way. Now they have been sent down here to look for a specific treasure. It's maybe a task that was given to them from a bulletin board. They weren't told that they'd have to clear the cave to find it though. So maybe we just throw a little husk zombie at them that they can quite easily dispatch, and then move on through this really cool archway into this next section. Now this is where you want to maybe start getting environmental stuff from some of those mushrooms, because we've got what I like to call the zombie boomer here, and he's the orc boomer, not the zombie one. Now when you kill one of these, they actually go bang. But why not have it that it also sets a chain reaction of some of the mushrooms as well? That could mean that maybe the players want to draw it away from those mushrooms if they can pass a check to know that that's going to happen and be bad for them. But you know, you can take them out and maybe take the hit. Maybe it just makes them drowsy or something like that. You can tailor the effects of those mushrooms what you'd like to do to the party. But it's just a couple of sort of orcs for them to destroy. They're going to make their way under more archways and come past more mushrooms and stuff and get to this bridge over here. Let's just put them slightly off there. Now this area here, the way I've crafted it is I've actually used one of these big stands, and I've just laid it down next to one of the edge pieces, and I think it presents and makes it look like quite a cool collapsed area, that maybe there was a way up there that there no longer is. It just makes it look a little bit different because there's not too many things that are long in this set that aren't vertical. But anyway, they're going to get to this next problem, which is the bridge. Part of it has fallen away. Now that part is just from the base set, and I like that in the base set that there's a lot of these like bridge pieces, but one of them is like a broken bridge piece. That's a really cool story element, so I had to use it here just to give the adventurers maybe a little challenge to get across. Maybe they can find some planks, maybe they've got something in their adventuring kit that can help them repair the bridge, or maybe they've got some acrobatics to help them just jump neatly across and get over onto this side. Over here, as soon as they get across, they are going to enter another combat. So you might have a case where someone gets across and gets into combat, and the rest of the party are trying to catch up on their turns, doing maybe the agility or the acrobatics rolls to get across. So maybe the first person across, it's probably not going to be the tank, it's probably going to be a squishier person, and they've got some orcs bearing down on them. Now these orcs will start in this back corner, but they'll move towards that bridge from a sort of a higher ground. Now you could have it where maybe if it's a dwarf character, because it's slightly uneven terrain, I mean dwarves should be good in caves, so maybe like a halfling, maybe because of the difference in heights they're going to have a disadvantage or something like that. You could throw that in, because the Caverns set is very easy to layer the tiles up to create heights, and that could be something that a halfling would have problems with. For the Goliath brothers though, height in this case is no issue, and you should be able to dispatch these oncoming orcs fairly easily. Obviously you can look around, maybe some of these mushrooms you could pick or take back to maybe either your a local store or a wizard. Maybe that's something that they could pick up and maybe go for another quest line, because they've delivered the mushroom that the wizard or the local warlock was looking for. But if they make their way up and across the bridge, they will get to the amethyst, this sort of jewel, and that is what they were looking for. It's a nice simple sort of dungeon where they've got an idea and a reason to come here. You've thrown some sort of random little mobs at them, maybe some environmental problems. The sort of broken bridge just created a bit more atmosphere to this build, and I just wanted to really play around with the idea of height, you know, to have a walkway that you're going to use and you've gone under it earlier on. It's much harder to do that with the other Warlock sets. So that is a really interesting and useful thing about this set, that it can do height, but it's not the easiest thing to then maybe have something carrying on at this level, because they're normally quite sort of thin pieces. But still, cool little map where you're trying to get this treasure. You can maybe see it when you come in, but you know that it's out of range. There's not really any way with these tiles, because you can't really move them. It's quite hard to do like a fog of war almost. Now, one thing you could do is use one of these archways as sort of when you get through that archway, you can then build the next section of the map and use the arches from the expansion box, almost like a doorway. That's an idea that I had, but I just wanted to do a small, fun build with this. And yeah, I think it's a fairly interesting one. And I think the heights just make it for me. I'm not going to be doing many builds of the month with this Caverns set. Let me know if you would like to see more, or if it's more you'd like to see just the rest of the Warlock tiles stuff, you know, the stone and the tavern-y sort of buildings with town squares and all that sort of stuff. Let me know if you would like to see more of this, because otherwise I probably wouldn't do too much. But of course there is the building process of this. I started with the basic Caverns set. I then added the big box expansion, stalagmites and stalactites around the edge and up. Used that drip stone bridge, whatever it is, expansion, and then added the mushrooms and the little pools. So you can see how this map sort of grew and slightly tweaked and changed while I sort of went from one box to the next and the next, if that's something you're interested in. Also, let me know on that video or on this one if you'd like to see me actually building these Warlock tile builds more often, because that's not something I've done before. And if you'd like to see it, then it's something that, you know, I can definitely film when I'm setting up, and it's more content, Warlock tiles content for you. But until next time, well, may your rolls be high and your amethyst crystals be found where you're looking.